a mess and it's like nobody cares. Whoa. You can't even call the Prime Minister. He don't be phones in the Gulf of Paria. My friend, you're shouting, money ain't no problem. Lord, money ain't no problem. The AG started a drive to stop corruption. Yeah. All them wheeling and dealing big shots was in confusion. Whoa. They threatened to kill, but they keep on still. Suddenly stop. They pass a bill, my friend. They want it. Money ain't no problem. My friend, don't doubt me. Money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. All them politicians today, they just full of smoke. Whoa. Only making foolish mistakes and calling it joke. Yeah. So much of people on the streets today, and we can't build a home for them to stay. And my friend, they money ain't no problem. Yeah. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Our roads are the worst in the Caribbean. We have the most traffic jams you have ever seen. Yeah. When it rains, for the spelling pain, them drain on the strain, so it's flood again. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem. Yeah, my friend, they want it, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. Public transport in this wealthy country so bad. Yeah. Trying to get home on evenings could drive you mad. I tell you, if you see buses park up by Southkey and 3/4 ain't working properly, and my friend, they ball it, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Money ain't no problem. Millions of dollars going down the drain. I tell you, the airline in a mess and they buying wide-body plane. Dagaduga. People saying that this country blight, so much money and still nothing right. My friend, the money ain't no problem.
All right, goodly people. So we're talking money. Money. We're Mova, all you ain't here in Mova, so we're talking money, yeah? As you heard, the police service dispels the rumors that the police commissioner resigned. It's not true. All right, so we can leave that there. I have a few more voice notes to play. I'm going to do that, and then when we come back, we're talking budget. So the Minister of Finance gave us October 5th, 2020 as Budget Day in Trinidad and Tobago. And he says that he's accepting recommendations from the business community, from labor and other organizations of what they would like to see in the nation's budget. The budget will be presented in the context of our current restricted financial circumstances, the minister's statement said. The budget will be the first of the current administration's new term, and it is going to address COVID-19 pandemic. I want to find out from you today, what do you expect of this budget on October 5th? But I'm going to play the remaining of voice notes, close up the last hour. As you have heard, there is no truth to the rumor that the Commissioner of Police have resigned. Get over it.
I say no, I sit on notice. When the first incident arose with the people down the islands, right? You realize you never hear nothing about private property because, like it or not, a lot of these people own private houses and stuff down the islands, but you never hear this talk about the law ticklish when it comes to private property. All that. If it was an issue, it could have been dealt with at that point in time to make sure it doesn't reoccur down the road. You know what the commissioner said? Well, I haven't seen anything yet and stuff like that, and he's not going to go chase based on public opinion and all these kind of nonsensical things he started to say about the video with the people having the I believe it was an engagement party down the islands. Yes, so yes, it might be their own private property, but the law could have been, if the police service had so much a problem with the law, it could have been addressed at that point in time. Now why wait until it's something else now? Then to come with a next excuse to say the law ticklish. And when it comes to private property, I know, and I've been hearing it is persons that was involved in that particular incident either related to Gary or he knew them personally. Hence the reason why he took that action instead of stating it when he had a chance to say it from way back when. He could have gone to the Attorney General and said, look, the technocrats in the police service said this law, the police service having a problem with this law, we need amendments to adjust this so it won't happen down the road. But no, so he have to take blame for it also.
Sister Aisha, good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to say happy Afro Day to all African people in the diaspora. Right, today we celebrate World Afro Day, which was started in 2017. Okay, and we just want to say that the consciousness starts here and not H-E-R-E, H-A-I-R. Now, concerning Mr. Griffith and what he did, the police them dropped the ball, and I'll tell you why. If there wasn't concern, there would have been no call to call the people them and warn them. If there wasn't concern, the police wouldn't have go down there, right, only to meet a couple of people, right? So they can't say that they couldn't do anything, right, when they went down there. If it was, they knew it was private property, they would have just leave the people alone, let it do what they had to do. The police would not waste time, taxpayers, gas and whatnot, to go down there. Thank you.
All right, someone says Mr. Griffith was not the great commissioner. Many crimes was not solved. What about Dina Sitahal?
Sister, not we all love Gary, speak for yourself. Now we all love Gary. Power get a Gary head and he go on haywire. Gary was a runaway horse from the time he got installed in office. That's why he started calling us cockroaches, right? So he should be fired long time. So if he resign, that's a blessing in disguise. But I think the police service getting on so stupid now. The ones that get on stupid already, they get on more notice now. So if he gone, good riddance.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Aisha, from what I see, it's time that somebody stand up to the man who bullies everybody. Rowley, he bullied the media. He bullied women. He bullied the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. It's time somebody stand up to him. Me saying Gary was right for the way he speak, but it's time when Rowley go off course, somebody had to say, hey, I ain't afraid the Rottweiler, whoever man then call him. It's time. Rowley need to chill and take care of the citizens and do his job the way he's supposed to be doing it instead of playing with sheeps.
Well, you can say the man playing with sheep, but what is this? Okay, let me not be sidetracked. Somehow it is really throw off our show, All right, Brooklyn, we hear you. I didn't see him playing with sheep. I know that he minds sheep and goats on his farm. But to say he playing with a sheep is a little off. A little, Brooklyn, All right, yeah. Budget day, October 5th. The finance minister is asking the business community, the labor community, organizations to say what they want to see in the budget. I think you have a say as well, don't you? What do you expect to see in the budget? What do you want to see in the budget? What is your thoughts on the budget? I'm going to go to the phone lines inside the last and final hour. Caller, you live? Caller, you live?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Aisha, we still with Gary or we with the budget?
Well, we have moved on from Gary.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'm not expecting much in the budget because nothing from nothing leaves nothing. If you want around the world, we have been rather fortunate that we were able to get assistance during this present time. Most countries didn't give anything. Even the great United States of America started holding back on the packages. Even the healthcare started holding back, and there's so much issues with the respirators, etc., etc. So, I hope it's for the best. I expect the worst. I think we have to settle for whatever we get. As I said, nothing from nothing, just leave nothing. All right.
Thank you so much. I'm going to my voice notes.
Hi, Aisha. Good afternoon. Brooklyn, take a ride on the subway and clear your head. I think your head needs clearing.
But Santi Eunice, you come out skating for Brooklyn? Caller, you live?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, Brooklyn out of place. Who is he to tell Dr. Rowley to cool himself? You had to do the right thing and say that is why them so under pressure. Especially them under Brooklyn and all of them. They fight for Kamala precisely because of being power. Them all them is failures together with she. Then the entire world economy crash. So whatsoever that this government to put together to keep people alive, they have to accept it. We could say one this and one other and one the other. Check the entire world. South Nigeria say they will about 40-something million people will be out of job. So what we get here, we have to lift our hands to the heavens and thank God for it. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. So literally what you're saying, Cole, is that you're not expecting to see much. According to you, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Interesting indeed. I want to get your thoughts on Budget Day, October 5th. What do you expect to see? What would you like to see in the budget? This is going to be a pandemic budget. You know, a lot of persons have not returned to regular working hours, and some people have not returned to work at all. Just yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. A girlfriend and me was talking, and she's saying, Gail, I went to Trin City Mall the other day to pick up some things for them children for school and the supplies, and majority of the stores in the malls are closed. Some businesses are closed for good. She's saying same thing on Henry Street. Stores are closed. Budget, we're talking finance, money. Caller, you live.
Hello, Aisha. Good afternoon.
Hey, how are you?
I am fine. I saw that caller a while ago. Like, you don't realize Dr. Rowley have a farm on their property in Tobago. He's asking now what to say with no sheep. Why he don't get a sheep and play with it? Mr. Rowley, or what? I'm gone.
All right, yes, so famous Allison says I was going to answer the question, but the internet broke down at the same time. Caller, you live?
Yeah, appropriate. Take a ride on the subway.
I lie, all you're going for Brooklyn, boy, oh God.
And cool yourself. Just go and get a good ride. Let me say from Brooklyn to Manhattan and back. So by the time you'll be able to get some sense in here, that was well said. But I also want to ask Mr. Pinal, when Kamla was up and down talking about call a state of emergency, calls it, he kept his mouth quiet like a mouse. He didn't say anything. Now to call and come and claim the disclaimer that he doesn't always agree what not. Why did he say something then? When she was up and down with this madness about call a state of emergency, then was the time for him to say it. He could have given us an explanation like the one that he said when that he should devalue the money. He could have given us an explanation like that. But as regard to the budget, I am expecting that they're going to say lots of things of tightening our belts and so on, and reductions or whatever because of the global situation. And of course, we too are affected. So I think whatever is to come, we would have to be really tightening the belt and so on. Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. Melissa Matthews is advising Brooklyn something about a basement. Let me tell you, Brooklyn is not living in a basement. I don't know who told all you that, but Brooklyn are things. I just follow Brooklyn on Facebook. The man driving what is it? It's a Chrysler Jeep. The man have or Lincoln Navigator, one of them big Jeep and them. The man have a big Jeep. The man always neck full of gold. He's the Berkey of Brooklyn. He a gold from here till I don't know where. Brooklyn living nice in Brooklyn. Brooklyn not living in no basement. Why only feel the man living in a basement? Only coming for Brooklyn on the life, man. Only love Brooklyn, love Brooklyn, love him. Brooklyn are things. All of your life.
We're driving a boat Jeep.
Is how they go say the man driving the boss Jeep is he own? No man, I done see him with the Jeep more than once. Only him bet all he could war Brooklyn for Dr. Rowley. Call her alive.
Evening again, Aisha. Aisha, these people are focusing on the wrong things, you know. They're focusing on whether I was consistent with what I'm saying now X amount of months ago because I didn't comment on what somebody said so many times. And you see, the fundamental problem here is once you are not PNM, they have a serious problem with you. Everything that you say and do is wrong, and if you're the commissioner of police and they love you all the way and you run into a problem with the Prime Minister, they don't love you anymore. Rowley Jr. and Gary Griffith, a real serious love affair. Now, Gary have a problem with the Prime Minister, dump Gary in the garbage. You know, that is not using, and this is why some people just have to, because they have been given the ability to think for themselves, and they have traded it in because they want to feel in company with a political party. And not only the PNM, you have that all over the world. That person I just described is not me. I have disagreed before. I know mostly I would agree with a lot of what the UNC is doing because they come from the same kind of thing as I am. A lot of their senior people would have grown up in the time of my elder brother and in my time and so on, because I'm 60 now, you know. So you have to be really young to be after me. So the thing is that I kind of identify with a lot of the things that they do. I may not agree how they implement it. I cannot defend people from accusations that I know nothing of. I cannot support accusations I know nothing of. But not because Kamala says something can you call on me to defend it or support it or explain this or explain that. Lady, get alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, the lines, Rizzy, my voice notes are crazy. Let me play some voice notes. Yeah, let's go to the voice notes.
Good afternoon, Aisha. You know, I'm so happy that you know people have minds of their own, that think for themselves. I'm so happy to do it.
All right, so Shari Bartholomew says it's time for property tax. All your people all over the world pays property tax. I'm going back to the voice notes.
Well, good afternoon again. And you see, that's the same thing. The PNM bandwagon, the whole life is about fake news and just rumors. You understand? They just like the leader. They like to just talk stupidness. And when I say Rowley just play with his sheep, I mean it in that sick way. Because if I have sheep in my yard and thing, and I feel to go out and I talk to my sheep, whatever, I could do that and play my sheep the same way. But Rowley have his sheep in the yard, and he had his sheep in Trinidad and Tobago, like the ones who call in and coming after Brooklyn. Right? Because I share in all the budgets that passed in the last 5 years. Did any budget benefit the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? No. So I'm not expecting anything different from the budget coming, except it will be worse. Have a blessed day.
Brooklyn, you need to tell me too if it's your boss Lincoln Navigator you're driving. I just want to clear that up. Yeah, because I out here swearing for you that you have your things and people saying it's not yours. I just needed to confirm that. You know, Brooklyn, call and confirm that the big Jeep you're driving is yours, yeah? All it is be putting me in a set of bacchanal on the radio when the day come. I just come here good to mind my business and then I just end up in everybody else's business. Now I need to know if Brooklyn Jeep is healed. Caller, you live.
Aisha Wells.
Hey, mommy, how you doing?
Good afternoon to you. Aisha Wells.
Yes.
Fake news. That re-resign. That is fake news. I hope you get that right. That is number one. My Prime Minister, Aisha West, and my parliamentary representative for the Martin West, what she faced, what she handsome Jackie, his face don't look like a joking board. You know the long time joking board, you know the wooden long time joking board? Aisha West?
Yes, mommy.
Right. His face will look like that. So I want to tell Kingsley, take the map, put it in front of the map. The map is white, you put it, and cover his face and let people pass and put the shoes on his face. And to be careful, you talking about my Prime Minister. He's fast and out of it. I heard me yesterday. And I waiting King, you're so ugly with your hard face. I gone.
Thank you, mommy.
For the not the big Jeep, the vehicles that I own, I can show you titles for them. I ain't paying no lease and no loans. I could show you the title and I could show you my name on the title. And if anybody in Trinidad, any of them them sheeps want any vehicle to buy, I could give them it at a very good price. You understand? And Rowley Jr. would have been $20,000 richer if he had taken my bet when I bet him for the election. You remember that? Have a blessed day. Money, no problem.
Clearly, money ain't no problem for you. It's only one vehicle I see. I didn't know you have more than one, so thank you for clearing that up. I just always see you posting yourself in the big Jeep, so I didn't know it's more than one. Thank you for the correction. They calling you the Berkey of Brooklyn, you know. They say when they see you, it's only zest in Brooklyn. Your neck full of gold, your hand full of gold. What really going on? What you doing in Brooklyn? What do you do in Brooklyn? Yeah? Next thing you know, you showing up for invitation for swearing in by Trump and ting. What's going on, Brooklyn? Caller, you live.
We don't want to know what vehicles you have. I want to put in a pen, a sheep pen.
Tanti, you an easy boy. Tanti, you come out for the man, but what is this? Shari Bartholomew asked when last Brooklyn visited Trinidad. Maybe you can clear that up, Brooklyn. Caller, you live.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I am so proud of Brooklyn. That's good. You know, I feel good about it. But the specific recommendation for now is on the subway. Leave the Lincoln and the cars and so on or whatever. Take a ride on the subway, and that would ensure that he calms down. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The man could jump on the freeway and take a ride, man. He could jump on the freeway. Yeah, he thinks. Only don't come for Brooklyn. Don't come for Brooklyn. Brooklyn is battling. He's defending himself. Yeah, another voice note.
Sister Aisha, good day again. We need a budget that will kickstart the economy. Okay, so I think a good way to start is there are a lot of small businesses that the government should try and fuel, register these businesses on them, right, and put money into them, right? So don't matter that they're small, right? People will still be able to shop you know, because, you know, you're able to get this small business in the community. You don't have to really go out and travel because, remember, much of the...
All right. Thank you so much. All right, so Brooklyn, they want to know what is your thoughts on property tax. Do you have any thoughts on property tax, seeing that you own all this property out there in Brooklyn?
Aisha, good day. I want to know if WASA people still campaigning, because it's 2 weeks now, people in Malik, upper Valley Drive, Extension Valley Drive, ain't get no water for 2 weeks now. Tell WASA people stop complaining and send water in Malik, please. Valley Drive. Thank you.
All right, Wasa, see what's going on in Malik now.
So much of people on the streets today, and we can't build a home for
I have a few things to say about that. For the business sector, you all need to ease up a little bit, man. For too many years, the government been giving the business sector a lot of incentives. All these
Hold on, something happened here. I'm pulling it back. Yeah.
pertaining to the budget. I have a few things to say about that. For the business sector, you all need to ease up a little bit, man. For too many years, the government been giving the business sector a lot of incentives. All these groceries and, you know, they reduce food taxes on certain food and agriculture. But we have a lot of greedy businessmen. It's not that they're not making profit, you know, Aisha. It's not that they're not making a profit. It's that they find that their profit margin too small. So it matters not what incentives the government gives the private sector, meaning the business class. You know, so all those who own mega stores and groceries and all these things, they're not passing that on to the man on the ground, which is their customers. They're putting that in the pocket as profit. So just like agriculture, they're tax-free on agriculture machine and all these things, the import machinery and all these things tax-free, which means your produce supposed to be selling at a lower cost, but yet the man going to the market ain't seeing that at all. And this Trinidad and Tobago is the only place that things go up and never come down, you know. Things go up and never come down, and it's not because they're not making profit. They have set their man on making a certain amount of profit, and if they're not making that, the Lango workers, they prefer send workers home because there's a set of greedy people we having. So this budget, I believe this budget is going to be a tight one. It's going to be a hard one, but I think the population of Trinidad and Tobago have enough time to put things in place. You understand? Put things in place. Trinidad and Tobago is the only place I see people will be comfortable with one job. People be comfortable with one job for years. Very few people you see hustle juggling two jobs back and forward. Very few people. So people need to just put in their elbow grease and start to grind to really keep food on the table. It ain't gonna be so forever, but there's a time to work and there's a time to relax, and this is the time to work.
Now, let me get back on a real note, right? And this is what I was talking about. Anybody go against, or anybody try to say when Rowley is wrong and correct Rowley, he alone don't have to fight, and he have backings to your people who just fight for him. Now, Gary Griffith may have gone out of line the way how he put out, you know, how he speak. He has always been doing that. He always speak straightforward, don't care whatever come out, come out. But Rowley, Keith Christopher Rowley, let me put the title on the name, right, was wrong for the way he speak, because he know there's laws involved and certain things he just can't do it. And he tried to make the police look bad. So all your lovers of Rowley, when Manning was the Prime Minister and Manning was talking Rowley bad, all you was jumping, clapping and laughing and screaming when Manning was talking Rowley bad and telling the whole world that Rowley is a pit bull. All you have a blessed day. Be real. Wake up. Wake up.
Brooklyn, you just be looking for your blows, you know. You know they're going to come back for you. Shari Bartholomew says, people start shopping less and only buy important things, please. Melka Rock says, I would like the government to try and implement the property tax, although I know the property tax will spend the next 5 years in court. Levi said politicians' salaries should be reduced by 25%. Go back to the phone lines. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
I didn't realize the question had two parts, what I was expecting and what was my wish list. Well, for my wish list, what I would like to say is I would like to see... Do you hear me? Yes. All right. What I'd like to say is I would like to see that finally the property tax comes to fruition, that we have it, because I am honestly fed up that... Hello?
Go ahead, caller. I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. I am fed up that as a taxpayer, I continue to have to support people who may be doing better off than me. Let me explain what I'm saying. I am working. I am paying tax. People have enough money. People might be renting, but people have enough money to have their own home. And as soon as they get flooded out, the state have to take my tax money to repair and replace their items, which they had no part in helping to contribute to the country's development, because they're not paying tax on that. So I have a problem with that, and I hope that could come into fruition, that we can start seeing some sort of balance on it, because I'm fed up that I have to be minding people. Technically, that's why I'm minding people, because I have to be buying everybody fridge and TV and stove and all kind of strippiness every time. And they refuse to pay tax to help pay that. And you want things to change. Oh, lad. But that's the next problem you just touched there about with this education, with this Zoom thing. That's the next problem you just touched on there. But I wanted to speak to this guy, what it is, Mr. Brooklyn. I want him to understand that is this idea about gimme and are entitled. Is people with that mentality is why black people remain right where they are today, because people fool them into believing that they're supposed to get. And people who know better know, and you're supposed to get for nothing instead of trying to develop yourself. What the Chinese say? If I teach you to fish, I feed you for life. I give you a fish, I feed you for a day. There is enough things that are being done that you can move and propel yourself forward instead of sit back and waiting and say, well, they have to give me this and they have to give me that, and what, they didn't do nothing for the citizenry. What you want? Things to come in your mouth? No. I can't plan the food, cook it, and then feed you too with a spoon. Come on, you have to do something. So you all have a nice day.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, much of the business on them, right, especially service business on them, close. You know, so if you have the businesses in the communities and them, right, start to utilize these people, so, you know, they will be able to generate cash, you know, to maintain the family, so the government wouldn't have that burden on themselves. And the next thing is, it had people who boasted that they have money for 10 generations. I think they should start to put back some of the money into the system. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going back to my voice notes.
Yeah, Aisha, well, what's going on, yeah? It have nothing good to come and gain out of this thing, you know. Right, according to Bible prophecy and things will get worse. So all of we have to trust God and look up, because He coming just now.
All right, thank you so much. Let me play a next one.
Hey, Auntie Aisha, good afternoon again. Yes, with the property tax, they should bring it on stream. Right. Secondly, with regards to these buildings that we actually renting out, right, that we're using as government offices, right, because there's one in San Fernando which houses the Ministry of Social Development, right. I don't know how much thousands that are renting out for or how much millions, right. That's one. Two, the buildings that is housing the government complexes in Port of Spain, right, and some other buildings that's been rented out to various ministers, right? Come on, people, we had a pass stop to that. I mean, government come, government go, be it under UNC or PNM is the same foolishness. That has to stop, right? Because the money that we taking to pay them, to pay the people that we're renting from, we could at least have a building housing all the government complexes. Every government office you could think about, right, should be under one roof. And I think we need to start working on that. You understand? Give Jackie jacket. Everybody talking about budget, property tax, this, that, the other. You know what? When we start to get money, get a building where you could house everything under one roof. And then and only then we would start to see some money coming in back into the country. Because as far as I see, we're only spending money behind renting, and it making sense.
All right, so a texter says, Aisha, I love how your hair look today. Thank you so much. Amazi Murray, thank you so much. Let me see who's there.
Yes, good afternoon, Aisha Wells, and no community dance here. I hear a voice note just before my own ear talking about Dr. Roddy is to blame for this whole fiasco. Let me tell that last person who sent a voice note, big man, take your time. You understand? Dr. Roddy is a man of principle, integrity, and confidence. That is why the people of Trinidad and Tobago voted in back Dr. Rowley and the People's National Movement administration for another 5 years, because the people have confidence, integrity, and faith in Dr. Rowley. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So, and he's talking about how the late Prime Minister Manning did call him a raging, a pit bull and this and the other. You know why? Dr. Rowley is a fearless person. He's a fearless individual. How many people in the UNC could stand up against Kamala? With all the nonsense she did the last 5 years and what she's doing right now. That voice note, big man, take your time, reel and come again. You understand? Reel and come again. Don't blame Dr. Rowley for the police service mishaps. The police service is an integrity body. It's a body that's deal on independence. You understand? And Gary needs to hush his blinking mouth sometimes. You understand? He talks too much. And not everything you have to say or talk about or be in front of the media and PRing right through. Aisha was a doctor. Aisha was I heard you was asking what the national public expecting in the budget in the next 3 weeks. Well, I think this budget will be a challenging one because with the COVID-19 pandemic that we're facing right now and the rippling effect that caused the economy to be at a standstill, right? So I think that the budget should focus more on the re-energizing of the economy and see how best we could assist all the people who were retrenched from their job, and see how best they could be accommodated. You know what I mean? And let's see how things, because Dr. Roddy had mentioned when he had one election, he said the first 2 years are going to be very, very challenging, right? And I think that all of us, all the commerce, the industrial commerce in the country, all those business associations should be on board to fight this economy and stop thinking about self, me, and I. You understand? And I should, for all them naysayers who want to preach doom and gloom on the country, they have to understand that they have to live here as well, and their children, and their children. So why all the preaching doom and gloom for our economy of our country, you all will feel the effects of it too. You understand? So that just my take on it. And I always say, if Kamala and them had done the right thing last 10 years, we would have never been in the mess we're in right now.
Aisha, good afternoon again. You see what I talk about them P and them sycophant? Who blame Rowley for what? The whole topic was about Gary and Rowley that done we talking budget. But he say the person blame Rowley for what going on. You see, like, I don't know if they'll be drinking too much Balizé juice or what, they'll be just stupid. But anyway, Aisha, the backfall of property tax. Let me tell you something. In America here, people just own the property. And when they don't pay property tax, no matter how much money you pay for your house, after a while, you owe too much property tax. The bank and different people could come and take your house, or if you owe the government too much money, the government could now seize your house and sell it in order to pay whatever money you owe, right? So it have a backfall, especially with the COVID and what's taking place now, people unemployed, people ain't working, it will have a problem for money to come in, right? The next thing, as the last voice note say, if the government start putting themselves in their own government buildings and stop renting, maybe the millions of dollars every year they're spending on rent, they could take that and put it somewhere so that it could be used instead of giving it to the friends and making the rich richer, right? Right, the person who talking about Rowley had to start to do his job. That's what he need to start to do.
All right, so I have a lot of voice notes and I have a lot of calls, so I want to mix. I'm going to the phones. Callers, you're live.
Yes, good afternoon again, Society.
Hi.
And I listening to some of them. And then the government, the property tax, bring the property tax. Even the double vendor, tax them and all. Because you can't tell me a double vendor going over with over $1,000 or $2,000 a day, and you tax free. It's a people in this country. I was a Mason, and they have condominiums with one condominium have about 5 or 6 apartments. One of those apartments is $4,000 and $5,000 a month per month, and they don't want to pay property tax. Bring it on. Dr. Rowley is supposed to try to hustle up the amount that he had to reach to start to pick up tax. If you had to take more people to complete that job, take it and let them pay the property tax. Because it's no part of the world, they're building mansions, and they don't want to pay tax, You hear what the last caller said just now? America must pay tax. Or they seize the property, put the laws in place. The government is to put laws in place. And then what Dr. Rowley had to do, they must pay it. Double vendor going over with money. I know double vendor, one double vendor about 4 or 5 cards all about the place. And if one card bringing them $2,000, we check 5 of them, and so much money they're making, and they don't want to pay no tax at all. Why you want to live in a country free? You must pay tax. That's why we're in a country. When they flood out, they don't want to pay for the tax. When they flood out, they're looking for the government to supply them back with what they lose. Let them take the tax that they have how much years? Since 2009, all who get flooded out, take that money that they didn't pay for the taxes and buy what they had to buy with it. Let us get serious. Put an iron fist to run this country. Have a blessed evening.
All right, so I never thought I would have heard members of the public actually calling for property tax, so that is definitely a first. But Hip Chick is saying, good afternoon, Aisha. In foreign, even hot dog vendors get taxed. Once it's a business, it is taxed. Yeah, so let me see what else you guys are saying on the outside, yeah?
Big man, election done, you still campaigning?
But the former Minister of Labour, I think it's Baptiste Primus, was in communication or trying to put together a deal with Canada to have some of our nationals, truck drivers, now the long-haul drivers, to go to Canada on work visas and stuff like that, and then after the 2-year period, they would have been entitled to residency and a lot of benefits now. Long-haul drivers is a big thing in international countries. Them drivers who pull in container from state to state always have a need for them, and Trinidad and Tobago have some of the best long-haul drivers. I remember the fight the woman down. The fight that woman down. Oh, we don't want no work out there. We want to work right here. But what people need to understand, Trinidad and Tobago is just an island. You understand? Trinidad and Tobago is an island with a growing population. So it's obvious a lot of us won't be able to succeed job-wise in Trinidad and Tobago. We might have to look outside for, for any opportunity that come our way now to take it up outside and stuff like that. And people fight the woman down. Today, I saw some of them long-haul drivers for some companies and them were closing down would have been benefiting today. The rig, where I was supposed to build Long Point, Lisas, or Labre, one of them places where the OWTU tell them to take a rig and go, all them people would have been employed for a certain period of time. So you see the choices and stuff we make today have an effect on us tomorrow because we don't know what tomorrow brings. We do not know what tomorrow brings. So Trinidad and Tobago need to organize itself and put itself in a better position and take every opportunity that come your way. Whether it's agriculture, whether it's studies, whether it's what, just grab it, take it, and try to weather the storm all over the world facing the storm right now. In America, 23 million people unemployed, file unemployment. In Canada, I forget the figures, all over. So, Trinidad and Tobago not separate. Everything is connected.
All right, Lorena says the people that own their property legally want to pay tax, Aisha Wells. It's the people that have illegal property that do not want to pay taxes. Final call. Caller, you live.
Good evening again. Hi. Afternoon.
Hi.
Aisha, I support property tax at this point because this is the government that was promoting it and they are in power. This is part of their plan. Aisha, if you run in a business, I can't come and tell you how to run it. They win. The property tax is part of their plan. Let us do it. But don't start down here in Pinal. Start to win. You see the people who really believe in property tax and vote for it and accusing people of everything under the sun, go in the polling divisions where the PNM win and start taxing them full. Thank you.
Final, bye. Okay? Bye-bye. I'm out of here, TNT, until tomorrow. Have a good one.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Our roads are the worst in the Caribbean. We have the most traffic jams you have ever seen.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home or, get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatett.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
Men, women, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles photos or embarrassing specimen cups and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
Now